Hey gang, so this is my 61 Impala. I bought this about 5 years ago with the intentions of building a pro touring type build, but since then we've been doing all these body swaps. So that's what this car's going to do, is get a body swap. We're going to put on another Caprice like we did the 59. But we're in the middle of the 59, and we're in the middle of the Flinken, and we're in the middle of the Catamino, and I ain't got time to do this right now, but I do have time to get it off of, to go ahead and put this on the Caprice chassis, because I need the space, and two cars taking up all that space. Anyway, I gotta make one car out of it. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on the Caprice, put it into storage, and then you'll see us get on this in about, hopefully, a couple months. But anyway, I'm gonna pull the glass out today and start pulling the front group off it. We've already started with the floor. Let me turn this around. So there it is. Rusted out corners of the fenders like they all do. I have no idea why 61s are so bad about that. So I need a fender or two. I need a hood also. This hood's a piece of crap, but I can fix it if I have to. There's the floor, or lack of, and the chassis is other side of the frame's all rusted through. So we're gonna finish cutting the floor out of the back of this thing. Cut the tubs in the middle like we do all the rest of them. We cut the firewall out. Probably gonna go ahead and pull the dash out of it, because I want to use the original dash. The next car we're gonna build, we're gonna use the hang on, let me turn this around. So the next body swap we do, Impala body swap with this car, we're gonna use the stock dash, and we're gonna use the stock steering column. And it doesn't have an engine in this Caprice, so we're gonna put probably a turbo 5.3 or something like that in it. My son bought the car for the engine and tranny. I got the carcass for free, so I'm gonna use the carcass to do the floor pans and the suspension on this, and then I'll put another engine back in it later. Anyway, I'm gonna get this thing torn down to the skivvies, and then we're gonna bring the cop car around. We're gonna cut the firewall off of it to get this on there. All right, so there's the 61 Impala. Pull off the chassis, cut all the rusty crap out from the bottom of it. We pretty much gutted the floor because we're gonna put on another one of those Caprice bodies or chassis. You can see it's pretty bad, pretty rusty. So I left the tubs in this one, and I left the dash and firewall in this one, because we're gonna do this one a little bit different than the last one with the motor and the dash and everything. Hey gang, still here. So we're back on this 61 Impala on a Caprice chassis build. I'm gonna strip down the chassis on the Caprice today, so get all the electrical off it and the firewall. We're building this car differently than we did in the 59. The 59, we used pretty much everything that the car had to offer as far as creature comforts, the electrical, engine, everything. This car, the only one we're using is the floor pan, the suspension, and gas tank, as far as I can remember, as far as I can think of. So anyways, we're going to take all electrical off it today, the dash, and start trimming it down so we can get the Impala on it. And then we're gonna put it in storage for a while as we get the rest of the builds built. So anyway, let me turn this around real quick and show you what we got going on. So we're gonna pull all this spaghetti off it, all electrical, the hoses. We're gonna cut the firewall down a little bit. There's a brace across here. There's a brace across here. Right here. It comes down on both sides. We're gonna trim above that. So everything off above that's gonna go away. Steering column, brakes. I gotta keep the pillar, of course, and I gotta keep the shock tower. We're gonna cut it off right across here because we're gonna meld in the Impala stuff up to here. We're gonna keep all the Impala dash. This car's gonna be more Impala than it is Caprice. The other car was been more Caprice than it was Impala. So anyway, that's what it looks like before I strip it down. It's all trimmed off body-wise for the most part, but now I gotta get all the little BS stuff off it, and then put the Impala on it. All right, bye now. Here is the 40 pounds of wiring we pulled out of the car, all going in the dumpster. Hey gang, so I made a clusterfuck of this one. So anyway, I'm putting my 61 Impala on the Caprice 2013 Caprice platform, doing a body swap on it. This is exactly why you got to go out and measure your own shit, and don't listen to whatever the internet says, because the internet is fucking wrong. I'm sorry. So anyway, you can see right there. There it is. It's the wheelbase is right, but the width is way off. You know, it seemed like it would be right. I mean, 5960 Impalas are a full 3 inches, the way best I could tell. 2.5 inches narrower than that car. Plus, the pinch weld is a good, probably 5 inches narrower. So, at this point, I'm not sure if I should continue or just change direction. I don't give up on shit, but when it's not going to work, it's not going to work. So I'm going to do some more trimming so I can get it closer. It's got that Corvette wheel on the back of it there, which is kind of throwing things off because it's a little wider than the regular wheels. Of course, it's a later model car, so there's a little positive offset in the wheels. So I think I get the wheels under the tub. But the rockers are going to have to be trimmed off. There's just no way the rockers are going to go all the way down. And yeah. So initially, I was going to cut the firewall off of the Caprice because it has, and I was going to try to use most of the old school stuff on the Impala. But once I got it looking at it, there's a large support brace that goes across from rail to rail on the firewall. So that needed to stay there. And I probably still could have retained it and used the heater box and stuff. But and I decided I'm going to try to use the stock air conditioning box. If I can't wire up the relays or the solenoids that control the valves, then I'll just get something new and make it work. 'Cause it's gonna work. I'm gonna make it work. I kept the power brake booster, and well, let me flip this around. We can do it that way. Let me turn this around. So here's where we are now. The body's gonna come forward, but you can see right here that the original door jams are holding up that happening. So right here, this section of the 59 would be out here because the trail's outside here. Here, we're inside here. Of course, it's got to come over a touch, a couple inches, but I can't move it on the forklift. But anyway, it'll be over here somewhere, and it's just not going to happen. So I'm going to have to cut the boxes back to at least here, and then meld them into the rest of it into the trim pieces. I decided to keep the windshield wiper motor on this car because I think once I get it forward enough, then I cut this area down on the firewall much lower than I did in the 59 to give that more room to try to retain the wipers. But I don't know. We'll see where we end up when we get down there. I think they might live, but I don't know. The problem is that the air conditioning box is right there. So I don't know. See where we end up at. It's right in the middle of the damn car. So anyway, I'm gonna do some cutting and see if we can get a better drop on it next time. See the inside, you can see I basically stripped out the thing with all the wiring harness. This thing had about 50 pounds of wiring. Amazing how much wiring goes into this car. Probably pretty much any new car these days. It's just redundant disaster, if you ask me. Anyway, so I'm going to trim it and drop it down. You can see the back. I saved all the tubing for the AC. There's the old steering column. I'm not going to run that, of course. I'm going to use the original steering column. The dash in these is cool. They're okay. 5960 really is a schnizzle, but I found a 59 dash. Hoping that guy's gonna make me a deal on it, complete dash. We'll see if I might just change this dash out. You know, anyway, I like it, but I don't know. It's not like I like the other ones better. So anyway, I'm gonna do some hacking and some sawzalling and try to get this thing down into a place where it's a lot better than it is right now. So anyway, I'll see you on the other side. Bye. All right. So it's like 5 o'clock in the evening on Sunday. Been working this thing all day, trying to get it trimmed up, get it on the car. It's gonna be close, but I think it's gonna work. I had to trim out the inner rockers. There's like this B bodies have 3 basic rockers. You have an outer rocker, inner rocker, and a middle rocker. And like it goes down the center of the car. You don't see it on the inside or outside. So I cut both inner portions out and then left the top part and cut all the rust out to get back to good metal so I can weld the rockers on the Impala to the rockers on the Caprice. There's a pile of trim offs. I've been out here like, I guess, about, what, 6 hours. Let me turn this thing around, I'll show you where we're at. So there it is. My 61 Impala bubble top on top of a 2013 Caprice. I'm amazed at how much different this car is than the 59. When I've been told that it was pretty close to the same body with a different roof. Not even close. The cowl is narrower. The windshield's back about, I don't know, 1.5 inches more than the windshield on the 59. You can see the front's got to come down another like 1.5 inches or so. So I gotta do some trimming up here in the front. I was trying to retain using the stock wiper motor. I still may be able to do that, but I'm going to raise it up in the cowl. I got to trim off some more of this cowl area up here, up in here. It's sitting on top of the air conditioner now, basically. I'm trying to keep the bolt locations for the hood hinges if I can. If I can try to retain that, then it saves a whole lot of pain in the ass trying to make hood hinges for this thing. So you can see where we end up here. I figured it'd be a little more forward than that, but whatever, I'll just fill it in. But at least I got it on. I got the thing. I have the wheels pretty well positioned in the tubs. May have to come back a touch. I don't know. I got to do some measuring it. That's a Corvette wheel. It's a little wider than the regular Caprice wheels. The biggest thing I don't like about what I'm doing here is that at the end of the day, we're going to have to run that kind of offset. And I don't like that kind of offset. So I may have to drop the rear end out of this thing and narrow it a few inches just to get it so it looks kind of copacetic for what I like. But that's a shitload of work. I don't know if I want to do it or not. I'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, like I said, I'm just getting this body on the Caprice so I can put it in storage because I need the space. One car is better than 2 cars, and I just figured I'd just go ahead and put the 2 together so it's done. Tomorrow I'm going to try to get the front down a little bit. I'm done for now. If I can get the front to come down another inch and a half, you can see right here. Right here, that's the bottom of the rocker, and here is where it needs to go. Actually, no, right here is the bottom of the rocker. It's got 1 inch to go right there to there. And then I'll just make new rockers from scratch. They're gonna go down. It'll be a little more, like some cars do. They have new cars have more of a depth for them because you sit lower in them because they're unibody. This is a unibody car. What else? But that's where I ended up at. I had to take it off and on probably, 15 times or so. I'm out here in the street on Sunday because I don't got room in my shop to manipulate a forklift right now. And I got a 59 or 59 Impala on my lift, that we can't get off right now because we're in the middle of fabricating some stuff on it. Not my car, but a different car. So, but I had to get this done, so I'm out here on the weekend just getting it done. Screw it. Anyway, like I said, I got to do some more trimming up here. I actually want to do a little bit tonight just so I can kind of get this thing down. It's got to go quite a bit more so I can get it. I just want to get it on there so I can put it away. And then I'm going to put the steering column in it. I'm going to adapt the steering column to it, and I'm done. And then I'm going to put it in storage and whip it back out later on when I get the 59 Impala done, the Catamino, and the Lincoln, which has been sitting there way too long. The car's like ready to paint, and I'm doing this kind of crap. So anyway, that's where we're at. I will talk to you later. Bye now. All right, so there it is. Got the 61 Impala bubble top on top of the 2013 cop car Caprice Holden / chassis. So that's what it looks like. Basically, it looks to me like, I think the cab body needs to come back about an inch for the tires to be right in the hole. Of course, the front end is kind of cocked up right now because the frame rails are stuck inside the bumper brackets stuck inside the frame rails. It can't come out anymore without some more trimming. And I really don't want to do any more work on it right now. I need to get it in storage and get back to work on the other cars. So as you can see, the rocker from the Caprice is hanging below the rocker of the Impala. So I think I'm going to, when we get back on this, I'm probably going to trim out a slot to let the Caprice come, or the Impala come down an inch and a half, maybe inch. It's hard to say right now because the car, there's no motor in the car, and it's all got the gasser thing going on, but no motor in it. I'm gonna measure it against my red, my Caprice, my driver, and see where the body is or the chassis is in comparison to the ground to get the ride height right. Anyway, there it is. It fits pretty damn good. I was surprised because I was about ready to cut and run. You can see there's the outer portion of the rocker of the rust bucket, and then I have this much room on the Caprice. So I may just cut that little flange off or back a little bit, and then cut into the rocker of the Caprice and do a little drop down angle iron situation across there to drop the car a couple more inches. The tubs in the back, you can't really see it, but the tubs come down. They're about an inch and a half, 2 inches above fitting exactly. So that would be nice if they fit exactly in the back. You can see the way the car kind of melds up over there to the side. It really fits pretty good. I put the stock steering column in and out of the Impala. I just did some fabrication so it would go up to the universal joint on the Caprice, and it fit pretty good. So that's pretty much done. The shifter, I'm gonna try to retain the stock shifter, but I'm gonna use a console, like a 4-speed console probably, because it kind of bumps out to the left there a little bit. So I'm gonna try to do some fabrication on a stock console, or make a console look kind of stockish to cover all that disaster up. I don't know why they go through all that hassle on the emergency brake to go all the way across the floor, all the way over to here, when they could have put a bull handle on, but no, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna keep the emergency brake out of the Caprice. And see, there's air conditioning peeking out from underneath the dash there. The electric solenoids, I'm gonna play with them a little bit, but solenoids and electricity, that seems like it's a little over my pay grade. I'm probably going to put some kind of levers on there and run it on the levers that are still in the dash, so that I can run what I need, versus heat and defrost and so on. But I'm going to retain that AC unit. It's going to work. I'm going to make it work. You can see there's still some wires hanging down, so I'm going to play with it a little bit, but I don't see it happening. I don't see that I can get that thing wired in. There's so many sensors and shit that I don't know. So anyway, the roof's pretty solid. The rest of the car is pretty solid. The back's got some rust as usual. We'll patch that out. I got a patch panel for right here. The fenders are total shit. I could use a right fender for sure. That's what I can almost say. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at with the Impala. There's all leftover ducting and everything from the dash. I'm trying to use as much as I can to redo the dash on this thing, so it all works out. we are in California, and you know, we got 4 months of 100 something plus heat, and air conditioning is always nice. So that K-member brakes that comes out the bottom usually held the bumper or the front portion of the bumper on the Caprice. The front will come down at least 1.5 inches to come close to that. And if I drop the body another 2 inches, I'll probably be right in the zone to cover that ugly bastard up. If not, I'll cut it up. I'll have to do some fabrication anyways. I got to rework it, but that won't be seen when it's all done. So, fits pretty good. Not even half bad. It's got some tire space in the back here. You know, it's got, I don't know, probably 1 inch or so inside the tub. So those fit pretty nice. There's still a little positive offset, but that's the way it is, man. That's just the nature of the beast with these chassis. If you want to step up, that's kind of what you're going to have, unless you're going to do a wide body, and a wide body of 61 Impala just isn't going to look right to me. That's just, no, that's just me. So anyway, she's on her way. We're going to stuff it in her storage, and we'll see this back on the plan here in a couple months when we get the back on 59 and the Flinken and the Caprice, or the other two Yahoos up there on the street. So anyway, bye now, and I'll check back with you later. Oh, also, I've been getting some emails about what's going on. So we've been rained out here in California, and I've just been trying to keep up with the customer stuff between rainouts. So that's kind of what's going on, just dealing with the rain and Mother Nature. But anyway, we'll get back on the projects, and I'll hopefully you guys can check in, and we'll see you later. Bye.